Hello. Sorry guys, spent the morning side questing. So I started the morning looking for my mic, and then no. Okay. Distracted. So like I said, this morning I was looking for my mic. I couldn't find my mic, so I just kept on doing that. And then eventually I got distracted by looking out the window, and I saw a whole bunch of weeds outside my window, and I'm like, may as well fill up the green bin because it's green bin day. So I started doing that, and then after that I just kept on going because my backyard has a lot, and I've ended up, like, I was doing it bare hand, and normally it wasn't a problem until I grabbed the last one, and then it pricked me, and now it's a little bit irritated my skin. So I'm not too sure why, but I didn't do it like completely spanking clean, obviously, but this area was full of weeds, so I've cleaned up most of it, most of the eyesore ones, and then obviously some weeds over there as well. So I did that, and now I'm on to fix the van because we have an issue with my wiper, and I don't know what. I found out the reason why, but before that I didn't know why. So let me show you. And the problem is, because the wiper is sitting so low, or it's loose, it's scratching my window. And it took me a while to figure it out, because naturally I just thought maybe if I lift that height, this bit will stop scraping onto the window. Let me pull down the bonnet so you guys can see. See? Scratching the window. So naturally I thought maybe if I lift it it'll be alright, but if you look at it here, look how much movement is in that wiper. I don't think that's normal. So my job today is to take apart the wiper, the windshield cowl or whatever it's called, this bit, to figure out what the issue is, because I added a spacer underneath all that to raise it up, but like I said, because it moves like this, tells me we either have a worn bushing or something that's loose, using my expert opinion. So I'm going to get that off, and today would have been an awesome day if it wasn't for the clouds and rainfall to have painted inside there. So I'm going to probably save that for tomorrow. And like I said, the goal for when we decide to paint the boot would be to prep it, get it ready, and paint it all in a day, just so that way people can see, ah, cool, I can do it myself, or hey, don't listen to Q and he's cooked, either or. So that's what we'll do. Let me find my mic. And we found it. And of course, if you ask Limbear where anything is, she knows exactly where it is. It's like she purposely hides things from me. That must be it. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was super easy. It's probably the easiest cowl I've ever taken off. Probably 5 minutes. It's literally no screws, just clips. Just little clips that you just push back, and it sits underneath the window. So, like I said, look, so my suspicions were right. So this whole thing is loose. I don't know why, but let's okay, so this is the size bolt we need, spanner. So I'm gonna go fix that, and we should have a wiper mechanism that doesn't scrape the window anymore. And naturally I don't use it that much, but when it does get wet, it kind of lubes it up and you don't notice it, but it's more so when it's dry. And also it's scratching my window. Super weird. One's oval and one's round. To why it's like that, I have no idea, but I'm just going to keep it like that and see if we can fix the actual problem, because I checked them and it's not because it rounded it because of movement that's caused that. So but it's just strange. it would be like that. The one wiper on, and we're going to test it, obviously, because I don't want to have to go through all this. Ugh. So I wasn't able to figure that out. So the motor's tight, everything's there, it's not moving. Nothing's moving. Let's just double check. But the only other solution I have is to raise the actual height of the wiper, the full wiper motor on one side. Let's see if it still makes any noise. Put the windows down to make it easier to. So we've got it. Is it moving? Is it on? I think it's on. So nothing's moving as it should. So I'm just going to lift this up. Possibly the bushings, these bushings have gone bad. I don't know. I don't know any of this, but like I said, we're just going to add spacers, like pretty much like big fat ones, and see if that fixes the problem. Because I can't see a reason why it would be that bad. Alright. I added one washer. That didn't seem to work. So we're gonna go again and see if we can fix the issue. Alright. So if I lift it up like that, we still have an issue. But if I tilt it to one side, we're good. So maybe what I have to do is put a washer on one side, and then that way it tilts the motor on an angle, and that way we should be good. Scratch that, I added one washer to see if this works. Nope, still the same thing. I'm gonna add another washer. Add another washer and see if that's the fix. So we still have the same problem, but I'm gonna continue to tighten the bolt and see if it slowly disappears. I think it's getting less, right? Yep. So our theory works. So theory works. The bush is kind of mangled, but it works. So I'm just going to add a bigger washer onto that so it evenly pushes down onto that bushing, or otherwise I'll change it. But we've got a fix. So basically, the fix was there, but it squashes the bushing, the rubber, whatever that thing is, too much, and I don't know if that's probably the best thing. So I've got a number of different options. I've got that. Actually, let me space them out here, and then you guys can have a look. So I've got this one, which is the two washers that was in it before. I've got this guy, which is just a single washer. This guy, which would replace that whole bushing there, and I've got this little plastic guy. So I think the first one is probably that one, to make things simpler. This is how it looks at the moment. I'm just going to add a bolt into there, which would be this bolt somewhere. Anyways, they'll go in, but we don't have a scratching window anymore, which is good. So let me just tighten all this down and see if it works again before I put the cowl in. PSA, make sure you turn off the car, because I've been clamping my finger into this gap here. I've been holding it like that, and then the motor just slams on my finger. And it's happened to me a couple times now before I've decided, hey, maybe I should turn off the car, rather than just trying to remember my finger placement. That's where my finger was. It was right there. So at least we don't have any noises or scratching glass for now. But to why this is happening, I have no idea. But it's fixed. Put it in and watch. Just those little clips. Clips. Wanting to break, but pretty much. That one's not going in. I need 2 hands. That is done. Alright, so that's finally done. And the big question is, why do I have a van? I have a van because mainly like, well actually it was my idea. Purely because we've got 3 kids. And our 3 kids' ages are relatively quite close, and 2 of them will always require a baby seat or a booster or something. But because we have that set up, I propose that we get a van. That way, baby can sit there, mum can be back here, and the 2 little kids can go in the back by themselves. So the only thing left to do with this car is to probably install some sort of lighting at the back because it's relatively quite dark. My fault. And like I said, because we have the van, it kind of makes things easier for us in terms of convincing people to just jump in our car. Mainly kids. My friends' kids, that is. That way, we've got the space. It's not a problem. And just makes things easier for us to move around, rather than if we had a 5-seater car like my CRV over there, then we wouldn't be able to do anything, and everywhere we go we'd have to probably take 2 cars. So yeah, that's the reason why we got a van. I got a van. That's why I convinced Lynn to let me get a van. If we take a closer look at the space that we have now. That's probably like close to a centimeter, because of, not only did we add the thicker bushing, we also tilted it on an angle, so that way it clears the windscreen. So good thing. Like I said, if tomorrow's weather is good, we're gonna pretty much do that. I've got a couple of ideas of how I want to go about it. Let me explain. So previously this car had a diffuser, and that's the reason why I think these holes were drilled into the car. And I'm not going to bother filling them up. I'm just going to get a plug. I'll find the right size plug to plug those in, and then the rest is we can do whatever. I get a little bit of water here. I don't know where that comes from at all. The only place that it could come from, not sure. But like I said, previously I had a rear diffuser. I'll be plugging those holes as well. And we'll leave all the trims in place because I can't be bothered. I'll probably remove that bracket if that bracket can be accessed, and I'll just take it off and I'll just bloody blast everything, and we should be pretty good. But we'll figure that out when we get to it. Like I said, the aim is to do it all in one day. That's the object. That's pretty much the goal. To see if we can prep, mask, paint all in one day. So stay tuned.